I'm going live right now. Actually, I'm already live. I'm just loading it.
I'm not gonna take briefly.
I'm already live and I can't hear you. But
I'm about to take briefly.
okay. At some point, I'm gonna have to go back in here and edit the end and start points of these, but I'm not there yet. Hello, hello, everyone. Give me one moment. I'm getting better at this. Bam! Done. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm happy that you're here. So, my son is a gigantor and he walks across the room. It shakes my whole desk. Okay. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Hi. Welcome to Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I sit here and do art all day with my bunnies. This is the afternoon session. This morning, sorry Bob. Oh, I didn't mean to toss him quite so hard. This is Bob the bad desk bunny. Anyway, this morning we did this nail and this nail, put the overlays on. I started doing this one off camera. It's almost done, but I came up with a little issue that I thought, okay, well, I'll leave that until I get back on live. And so I started on this one, and that one gave me several issues that I thought I would explain. I did video that, if anybody's curious, but thanks, dog. About 2 or 3 times a day, you will hear me yell at my dog, Reese, to stop drinking or eating. It's just for a minute. I get him to go away from the bowl for a minute because he chokes himself, y'all. I don't... He chokes himself. I have to slow him down from eating. I need to get one of those weird bowls that controls it. Okay. So I did the full overlay on this, and this just needs to be filed, cleaned, and top coat. This one, though, I have the form on it, and it's been cleansed, and the power bond, IBD power bond, has dried on it. But I had a real trouble with this form, and I knew I was going to. So I did find my tiny scissors, yay, and I was able to trim this sucker all around here, and then after I put it on, I had to trim over here. I'm still not sure I got it good enough. I'm trying to press it down in there. Anyway, and then on my thumb, because my knuckle is so swollen, usually I have to, instead of folding the top down over each other, I have to grab one of these little stickers right here and make a bridge and connect them together. So it looks all janky, but we're gonna make it work anyway. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that before the form starts giving me an issue. Really, really thin coat. Back. Ooh, doo 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 doo. If you want me to, I can go ahead and introduce my bunnies again in the afternoons. Sometimes I do because, sorry, my throat and mouth are really dry today. Medicine. I can introduce my bunnies in the afternoon if you want. Sometimes I introduce them, but usually only if I swap out who's at the desk with me in the afternoon. Sometimes I swap out. Sometimes I just go take a nap with all of the bunnies in my bed. If you're wondering what I'm talking about stuffies, stuffed rabbits. Alright. I got this on here. Is looking good. Let's pop this in. The thumb is sometimes difficult to do. So to fill you in on what we're doing, yesterday I did my right hand, did cuticle care, extra cuticle care for my psoriasis issues, and we cleaned my nails up on my right hand really good. And then today we're applying my gel overlays on top of that hand. It's going quite well. It's a difficult task because I let them go far too far this time without taking care of them. My bad. That's why I have to do this kind of weird, crazy thing where I adjust the paper forms and stuff. Is there really no nail there for this form to sit underneath? So what I've done is push it as far as I can, and literally I use the adhesive to stick it to my skin. So like I'm sticking it here. This is the longest nail that I even had on this finger, is my pinky nail. That's why we're doing it last. It actually has a nail there. All right. Second layer. On my second layer of builder gel. I like this IBD builder gel. It's one of my favorites. I've tried quite a few brands, and we can do comparisons of them another day if you want. But I'm using this IBD builder gel in sheer pink. It gives it a nice natural look, almost. As natural as fake nails can look, right? What I'm doing, and the reason that I'm doing overlays, is because I need something that will last long time, give my actual nails strength, and a very heavy dose of protection. I do not need my nails to be exposed, any period, any part of them. This is a process that I've come up with on my own, trial and error, that works for me. It's not my favorite thing to do, which is why I thought maybe if I start explaining what I'm doing to other people, it would make it a little more interesting for me to get through it. So that's kind of why I'm doing this on the stream. But, I mean, also, it's part of the art that I do, so I like doing nail art. I don't love this part. But there are artistic aspects to it, so. Alright, so right now what I'm trying to do is on the form and the very edge of my nail, I'm trying to build up kind of a ledge. To do that, I need to get this gel everywhere, yes, but mostly I'm trying to get it right here. It does look a little funny, but it'll be okay. Promise. Alright. I got some of that on my finger. I try not to ever leave uncured gel on my skin. Oh my goodness. Alright. So, you saw I was just holding my thumb up like this. That's because I'm letting that gel on the form here flow downwards. And then I'm going to turn my thumb this way and hang it the other direction so it will flow that way. And this is how I make sure that there's no cracks in it. that it's pretty connected. It's not just the top layer of gel that's floating. It's all of the uncured gel. So it's going to flow underneath all of the layer that you can see. And now I'm letting it kind of pull down this way, in this direction. This helps to create an apex if that's what you're trying to do, but really I'm trying to form a levelish area right here at the spot right here in between the... I'm creating a bridge, basically. Yeah, I'm creating a bridge. And this is the third layer. So, or is it the second layer? I don't know. But you have to be careful when you go to cure this one. It's quite thick. So if you start to get a heat spike, you just pull your hand out of the lamp. Out of the lamp. I know that's boring. All right. So this is going to give me a heat spike. I already know that. So I'm just going to put it in here, kind of barely. And when it starts to spike, I'm going to pull it right back out as soon as I feel the heat. There we go. And we're going to put it back in as soon as it cools. I know this is the boring part. So one thing about psoriasis that kind of drives me crazy is that for the longest time, commercials and doctors and people, the only things they really talked about was how psoriasis looks, which it does in a lot of cases look kind of awful. I have all of the types of psoriasis. I think there's 7 or 9, I'm not sure. I have them all. It's everywhere. It doesn't look great, but I'm sitting here wearing no makeup and, you know, wearing bunny ears on my head. So I guess how I look isn't really the most important thing to me all the time. What nobody talked about for the longest time is how painful it is. Your skin is attacking itself, cracking and bleeding, and your nails will crack and bleed, and it's never ending. And for years I thought that I had a doctor that told me I was allergic to petroleum and petroleum byproducts. Let me tell you something. We'll tell that story another day. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and take this form off because on this nail and this nail and this nail, I've gotten the nail form stuck underneath my nail. So I'm trying not to do that again. It really bothers me when that happens. Okay, I might not be able to do that yet. Hey, let me see. I said in my morning session that if you can't pull the form off underneath it, if it doesn't like release, then it usually means it's not cured enough. So let me cure this again. And while I'm doing this, let me say this is not a tutorials channel. It is not an educational channel. It is not. I'm not giving instructions. When I say you, I mean the collective you, which includes myself, because usually I'm sitting in here talking to myself. All right. There we go. I really shouldn't have had to do that. I don't know what is happening here. I think that I don't have thick of enough of a layer on yet for me to try to pull it off. It does make it difficult to pull it off, but I want to get it off before it's fully hardened and I get this paper stuck in here. Please don't get stuck. Y'all, I bet you it's about to get stuck. Every time today. Alright, let me try something. This is ridiculous. It's never the same issue every single time I do my nails. I guess I should be grateful for that, right? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix that. That was annoying. I could have done a better job. If you want to know what I'm bobbing my head and humming and singing to, terrible singing. It's terrible singing. I can't help it though, I like music that much. You can say that I sound like a cow in pain if you want to. Y'all, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. I knew that was going to be a problem. It just cracked. Okay. All right. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Let me show you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to attempt to do. I can fix this. I swear I can fix this. I can fix this. I'm going to go ahead and clean it off. Technically, I've got an overlay on there. It's all the way wrapped around my nail. But that's not what I was going for. So. I forgot what I thought I was going to do. I have an idea. Remember when I came back, I said how funky that one was to get on there? Okay, I'm not going to be leaving this here. But now I can see how much of my nail is like just was attached. How much of my actual nail I just attached to that. So I'm going to cut around it. It's almost like having a fingerprint on it. Flip it over. Stick. Please stick. Get off my finger. Again, I'm trying to create a ledge on a part of the body where there's really not anything to hold on to. Try to round it a tiny bit. I'm making this up as I go. I hope you know that. I'm not scared to experiment. Uh-oh. All right. Let me wipe this really quickly and gently to remove the adhesive from the sticker. Let me hold my desk still. I'm gonna do this quickly because I don't want to give the sticker very much time to move, and I'm gonna hold it basically with my other finger. Again, I'm creating another one of these little ledges, okay? I'm gonna put it on here backwards. Hang on. Are we still in good shape? That was a flash cure. Sometimes you could just flash cure it. And it gives you a little more control. I would have tried to put a whole nother form on here, but to be honest, it would not have worked out very well. Not at that moment. My hands are being kind of finicky right now, so. Now understand that until you fully cure it, it's not totally cured. It needs a full 60 seconds to cure this product. However, you can flash cure it and keep working. I always forget that myself, to be honest. I'm going to cure this for the full 60 seconds this time. Alright. Let's try to get this out. I need to find my little tiny trash can. I have a tiny trash can for this stuff. There we go. Woohoo! I know that's very thin. It's hard though, mostly. That's how thin you can get it. You can barely see that. Okay, we saved that one. Go ahead and put the rest of the gel on it now and shape it up. The reason it's separated is that I did not get this line, this bridge that I was talking about I was making. I did not get it to flow together enough. It's really important to set the base of the nail first. Do a really good job there. Once you do that, you're kind of golden, honestly. I don't trust nobody, even if we ride it. I don't trust nobody, even I'm gonna strengthen that ledge right now. I use nail art supplies, including gel, and other art. It's kind of why I consider nail art and all of this to be art. I will use any nail supply I can find to use in my actual other art stuff. I think that most nail art supplies I originally started playing with, I was playing with because I was using them for other things. I'd pick up a bottle of nail polish at the dollar store and use it to paint an entire freaking box, like those little wooden boxes that you could buy. You could still buy those. Yeah, I'd paint that with a whole bottle of nail polish. I use a wood burner to like carve them and stuff. I'm making sure it flows together really well this time. I'm just nobody. Alright, I'm gonna cure that. Now the feelings leaving me dry. These days we couldn't be far. The nails that I already did, they actually feel better now because I don't know, my nails just hurt when they're not protected. They're so thin and so easy to break, and you can really just push on the top of my nail and it hurts. And give it another 30 seconds. I put a very, very thick layer on. Used to be those people. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this because I don't want the whole nail to continue sloping down. I want to build that up. I don't know if that makes sense. Alright. That's really still very clear, so it needs a good amount of gel left. Now, I'll put like a big glob of gel on the free edge of my nail, of the top of the gel. I'll do that, but I will try to always keep it pretty thin on the actual nail, because if it's on your actual nail, that's where you're going to get the heat spike. It's not going to be, you can't feel anything in the overlay that's hanging off the edge of your nail. So down here, I don't mind adding a big ball. It may need a few extra seconds to cure when you do that. It's not going to hurt anything though. It's not a professional technique at all, but I'm not a professional at all. I have some of that on my skin. Let me clean that off. People like you always want to walk with the tell all your friends that I'm crazy and drive you mad, that I'm such a stalker. What you say goodbye. Didn't know you were going to get a song and dance show today. I didn't know either. All right. I find this part to be fascinating, okay? By fascinating, I mean that it draws my attention and I kind of zone out for it. It takes as long to level as it takes to level. I mean, I can't speed it up really. Maybe if I point it like this on the top. It's got a big bump right there that I'm trying to let kind of fix itself. It's not looking like it wants to. But I can do this. I don't have any idea why I just used that instead of a brush, but I did. Okay. All right, I'm gonna cure that. Guess you never know someone you're thinking you'd see. So when you're sitting here and you're like looking at it like I was doing, trying to get it to level, do realize that if it doesn't fully level out, you can file it. I forget that sometimes. I get so obsessed with sitting here trying to let it level out that I completely forget that if it gets too out of control, I could just cure it and file it. There's a lot of ways to do this. A lot of them are right. Some of them aren't wrong. Does that make sense? do you see how it kind of like points down? Like it comes around like this. It's like it's pointing down. Normally you don't want that. I don't really mind it too much on this instance. I do mind having this big long string on there. Is there any more fuzzies? Okay. I feel like I could file this and shape it a little bit right now. So I'm gonna stop. We're gonna kind of clean it off. And I'm gonna trim it and file it for shape. And then if we need more gel, we'll add more gel. Alright, and this finger we need to go ahead and clean so we can finish file that too. Alright. Ah! I'm making a mess. Trim that right there. What I'm trimming is actually hanging over on my skin. We don't want that. I shouldn't have let it cure like that, but I was just getting messy. So, what's on my mind? Yeah, I'm gonna need to put something underneath there and bring this over a little bit, I think. It'll be fine though. Tell me black and white, what am I tonight? I can't read the signs. Stop talking in code, stop talking in code. Let me know what's up, can't do it no more. I need our love to celebrate. Stop talking in code, stop talking in code. Know what's up, can't do it no more. Oh, some message risk. I'm so living the rest of it. Back, so surprised. Let's breathe. Tell me black and white. What are we doing? Ow, ow. My hand didn't want to close that. All right, we're going to file this a little bit. I am going to get under here with my ceramic bit in a little bit. I've been doing that all day. I need to figure out where I need to add gel. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of shape here. Stop talking in code. Stop talking in code. Let me know what I can do. I need our love to celebrate. Did I mention that if you want to know what I'm listening to, it's right here. One day I'll figure out how to put like a link to my playlist or something on here. Until then, I share that way. Okay, this right here is gonna need to come up. It's too low. Gotta be careful that I don't slope my nails underneath here. I do it all the time. It's a matter of being very straight with what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that a little bit. I'm gonna add some more gel. We need more. I'm kind of plopping the gel on here. I can take off any gel that I don't want to leave here. That's something to mention, I guess. It's just a matter of brushing it off. I want, like this morning, I was doing towards the cuticle like this. Sometimes I do turn my finger and go across like that. I don't have any precision way of holding things. I've had to learn how to hold things in whatever way is most functional for me, because my hands do not behave themselves. I'm trying to add bulk up here at the top, as well as bring the edges a little further out. Like if you grab the gel a little bit with your brush, you can just easily kind of bring it out like that, cure it, and it forms a nail. It's kind of magic. When we're done here, you're going to be able to look at my left hand and my right hand and see a massive difference. All right. Still trying to just flatten this out in a direction. Like the more I build upwards, the more I could file off of the bottom, and vice versa. We got that big blob right there. My goal is, as much as possible, to make the top and make the bed and the edge of the nail flush across this area, back and forth like that way. I think I might be at a point here soon where I'll be brave enough to allow the people who want to be on a stream with me to be on a stream with me. or to just come in and make jokes and stuff, as long as they keep it appropriate. I feel like I have to make the rules first. Like, if you know my family, and you understand what I just said. If you don't know my family, you'll soon understand what I just said. As soon as I let them on here, we have a bunch of fun together, y'all. We're a riot. I don't claim any of the responsibility for it being fun. They just make it fun. I have very few people in my little circle that are allowed inside of my actual palace. Okay? This princess is well protected. But those who are in my circle are absolutely fabulous. I'm not going to make anybody be on a stream, though. I'm not going to make anybody be on a stream. That's why I keep telling them as they come through, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. It's not for any reason that I don't want them to be on here. I'm protecting their privacy. Even though every single person in this house is a legal adult. But that's just how we've always been, pretty much. All right. I think I can work with that on a file level. 60 seconds, babes. This is the boring part. And I don't know why I put my nail lamp on this side of me. Doesn't make any sense. I should have put it over here. I always put things to the left side of me because I'm left-handed. All right. It looks like a thick hot mess. Let me swap out my headphones here. All right, here we go. I think we're good there. So now we file. Oh no. I think I got a little bit of gel on Maya. So now we're going to file this nail. Just making sure that one's not breaking. Sometimes they do, just like that one did a few minutes ago. This is the piece that broke off. It just came loose right from the edge. Mistakes made, lesson learned, moving on. I make a lot of messes. We do that here. I am a mess. Need a trash can. I'm a mess. I make a lot of messes. But art is messy, life is messy, and you just keep on going, right? What else can you do? You just have to keep going. Okay. And I don't mind making mistakes in front of people. I'm sharing good, hopefully, and I don't mind sharing the not so great. Where's my file? Guys. There it is. All right. So, this looks really funny, right? It looks all sorts of crooked and stuff. We're gonna fix it. I need a drink. Even when I have my overlays done, I try not to use my nails for opening things. You really shouldn't. You can't do that with a monster can. Huh. I was trying to put the straw through the little hole, but there's no hole in the tab. That's weird. I've never noticed that before. So strange. The things that I never notice. All right. I'm using the 240 grit side because this is more of a fine finish that I'm doing right now. One of the ways that I like to figure out the right shape is to get the top done first. And I also like to line my nail file up like this way. Thin out the area around the cuticle a little. Not completely. Okay. Go with the, what is that? 180, the higher grit. And I'm gonna come straight down like this. You see how that's looking better? More straight and less really wonky. It's still got a little bit to go, obviously. I'm going to use the 180 side again, and I'm coming across the top. When I do that, I basically either run my fingernail back and forth and around like that, or I'll run my finger in basically a back and forth motion. But I like to pick my file up off the nail a lot, because every time I pick it up, I can put it back down with the appropriate amount of pressure, instead of what I sometimes do, which is I start filing, I don't pick the nail up, and I just go at it, and my pressure just increases and increases. And that doesn't work out very well. There's a lot of bulk to this nail, right? Because we had to build it up from, nothingness. So I'm basically getting rid of that bulk. As I get rid of the bulk, it blends in better with the free edge. It definitely doesn't need to be thick, okay? I like that. Around that edge a little bit. So my thumbnails always come out looking a little funky. So I'm doing a little bit of experimenting shape-wise to try and figure out why that is. I'll know in a couple of days if I like it. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna come back with the ceramic bit in just a second. First I have to reduce the dust that got on my arms. It's not a lot. It's enough to bug me though. Ooh, excuse me. All right. I need to finish shaping this one. And the reason I stopped on this one is because I have to file underneath it as well. I had like these ledges down here that kind of like curved under. It was weird looking. So let's do that. I'm just going in right here at the very edge. I'm not even touching my skin with this. And this one's going to be hard for me. I'm sorry if you can't see this part. The area I need to get into is a little difficult. Okay, so I had a little bit right in there that was connected. And now I can just come along the bottom here. Alright. Oh, good. It's still a little thicker than others, but it's okay because the thickness doesn't bother me as long as it's not blocking my skin's ability to breathe. I don't know what else to call it. I'm not advertising it. Give me a moment. I need to enter this into my app. And very likely my blood sugar is about to spike. There we go. My blood sugar is currently 108. Let's see what happens. I'm still experimenting with all this stuff. But since we changed my medicine, I have a hard time staying awake in the afternoons, for one thing. I haven't mentioned it in the afternoon session, but I did in the morning session. The way that I know how long I want my nails to be is pretty simple, because your nail, it's supposed to cover your fingertip. That's how you know it's protected, right? That's what your nail grows there for. To people who bite their nails, they're leaving your tip of your nail unprotected. I say that as a former nail biter. Putting overlays on your nails is a good way to stop yourself from biting them. Just saying. Picking them too. But yeah, I know it's as long as I want it when it touches my skin. Not when it pushes against my skin, when it touches my skin in a vertical way. Like that. And that's when I stop filing. The shape that I'm filing today is a square because for my overlays, I find it helpful. I don't know. The square shape seems to give me the most sturdiness, durability. And the main reason that I do overlays is to protect my fingers and my nails. So it seems to make sense. Plus my fingers look good in a square shape. They always have. I do like almond and coffin and all that stuff. But I'll do that on the nails that I decorate on stands and then wear those on top of my overlays. I'm going to flip it to the 240 side. This is my favorite fingernail file. I have so many of them. I bought them in bulk. I should say this is my favorite hand file for doing overlays. Other things too, but if I'm doing overlays, I definitely want this file. I honestly got that one a little bit shorter than I wanted to. Oops. Anyway. Okay. Let me dust this off. I don't need any more gel on this nail at all. This one just needs another little coat. I really like this texture. I could do that all day. It feels so good. I need a paper towel. before you put another layer of gel on, if you've done filing, you always want to cleanse the nail with whatever you use to cleanse it. I use rubbing alcohol. You just want to make sure there's no dust, no residue, so that the gel will stick. I'm just doing a very thin layer. To be it. I wonder why I was crazy. I'll you back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me. Goodness, I heard you back together. That's true. Now I just have to dance. Excuse me. I bet you do. Now you taste me. La 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 la. Perfection. Close enough. It's good enough. You agree? Looks pretty good. Okay. I probably don't even need to file this one at all anymore. Sometimes I do if I get a little uneven spot. But usually, if I do a final little coat like that, it almost comes out like perfect. Almost always. You see, I see a little dent right there. Normally, I wouldn't even worry about it. But I already know that I'm going to be putting a nail wrap over this. So I'm just going to give it a little buff. You can tell that it's got a dent right there. See how it went around it? the see how the dust, the white area went around that little dot right there? That's a dent. I get quiet when I'm filing with a hand file sometimes because I kind of just get so into it. I know it's weird. It can be a very mindful thing to do. I'm using the 240 side of the file for this, and I'm barely touching it, honestly. I'm trying to just hit my file on the places that need it. And how do I know where those places are? Those places are still shiny. When there's no shiny places anymore, when you're doing a finished file like this, then you know you got it all. I file the way some people buff, okay? So, I'm gonna show you something. This morning, when we got started, my nails and my fingers were super clean as far as like around the edges. We pulled off a couple of little pieces with the nippers and then just filed off a couple of shiny spots on the nail bed. But I'm going to show you what's happened to my hand just from the process of existing since this morning. You see that skin right there? It's peeled off. So this is why I keep my nippers with me all day long. Because all day long I have to do this. People ask me, why don't you just leave it? Because it will keep snagging on things and ripping into the healthy skin until it rips and starts to bleed. And I've got a brand new spot right here. Anyway, let's do our top coat. You don't even ask. Those feelings you get to love it. And she's nobody's body, but you're nobody's skin. Very thin layer. You think you can hit the spot, but you don't even realize. Think you know what you want, but you don't even ask. She doesn't just forget. Alright, I'm gonna cure that finger, then we'll come back and do the thumb. I'm getting tired, but I'm gonna try and push through until we get the pinky done. What do you think? I can make it. Feelings, feelings. Such a take on bullet to me and That looks pretty good. I think I got some dust under there, but I'll live. I'm always really, really careful when I apply to make sure I don't get this on my skin. It's really bad for your skin when it's not cured. It's also slightly less bad for you if you cure it on your skin, but it's the wet gel that's kind of not good for your skin. Okay. We've gotten a lot done today. It takes a long time. It's worth it. It is worth it. It's so boring to just sit here with your finger in a lamp, but at least it's only 1 minute and you don't have to wait 20 minutes to make sure your nails are dry to the touch and then go mess them up anyway, because touch dry doesn't mean dry dry. Yes. Yep. I got some dust under there. Oops. That's gonna drive me a little batty. I'll be fine though. Okay. Let me get rid of some of this dust. It does drive me a little bit crazy. We have one more nail to do on this hand. Usually, I find that whatever nail I did first doesn't look as good as the ones after it. And I agree. This needs a little bit more filing, and it could use another coat of gel. It could use it. That doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. Okay. I am getting tired, so But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start this nail. This nail has a little bit of more of a ledge, a free edge on the actual nail than the rest of them have. So I shouldn't have too much trouble with the nail form, but I usually struggle on the pinky finger anyway. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. And if I get too tired, I can I'll just go. Whatever. All right. Now, you might think, oh, why aren't you filing the free edge before you put on the form? Well, because if I did that, I wouldn't have a nail to put this under. I'm gonna stick this in together a little bit. Now I have to be careful when I'm doing this like this, but this is one of the ways I do it for my pinky now, because it's hard to get it on there and squeezed enough. I'm getting so much better at this. I'm shocking myself today. I went ahead and did that. I always try to leave this end right here as open as possible, so I smooth it down this way, but not super close to the finger. I'm gonna use my little trick that I used earlier so I can show you. See, they don't fold over. Well, you're really not supposed to fold them over, but I like them folded over. So I use the little inside sticker to make a little bridge and hold that all together. All right, you know what I didn't do? I did not put any rubbing alcohol to clean my nail. I completely forgot. It's gonna be fine though. I just have to be careful not to flood it. And I've cleaned this nail several times today. I just like to do it again before I start. Again, a lot of people would probably say, well, you don't need the rubbing alcohol to clean it and then to do the dehydrant. I do. I like to keep the nail bed as dry as possible. Yes, triple dry while I'm doing gel. And then, you know, I really do a lot of nourishing and hydrating after I do the gel process. But I also use the rubbing alcohol on the paper towel to clean off any dust or debris that might be there. And then this, you don't wipe this off, it just sits there. So I put the dehydrant on my cuticles as well. Yes, if you have skin breaks or any ouchies, it burns. I can barely feel it, but that's just me. I can barely feel a lot of things. Okay, I'm shooketh that I got this form on as well as I did. I'm shooketh. Okay, we got our primer. It's a non-acid primer. It's not a primer actually. It's IBD Power Bond Gel Bonder. And I like to kind of scrub this on so that it gets into any of the little micro divots or bumps or dents. I've done every single nail today differently, a little bit differently, because I'm not good at remembering exact steps. Okay. And when this is super shiny, it's dry. It's an air dry product. Why won't you screw on? And that's the IBD Power Bond. If you're watching this stream later, please feel free to ask me any questions and put your comments in the on the video. I know this is all really rough and probably not that exciting, honestly, but this is what I do. And I hope to get better at it. I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. I'm a FAFO kind of person. That's how I learn to do things. Put on this very thin layer. This one should go quickly, actually. When you get a really good base as far as the nail, having a free edge and being nice and smooth and straight, and you get the form to go on this well, you're gonna have a pretty easy time. It just makes it all easier. It's pretty rare that I get it that good. I'm just gonna build my little shelf out here on the form. And when the form's like this, I will let the little brush go right underneath the free edge, between the edge of the nail and the form, but not too much. All right, I'm gonna cure this. And it looks like probably, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do the left hand on camera or not. You guys let me know what you want. Do you want me to do my left hand tomorrow on the stream? Or should I do it off camera and just come back to do the nail wraps? Good luck, babe. I think normally I would be off the stream already, but yeah, it's 2:05. You're gonna hear an alarm go off in a minute, in 10 minutes actually. And it's gonna be my meds alarm, so I'll take my meds, and I'm just gonna keep going today until either I finish this hand or until I'm about to pass out. I did drink that energy drink though, so. Yep, that's looking good. All right, we're gonna go with the second layer and build out the free edge of the nail. Make sure our bridge is totally connected. put the gel on the form, and then I bring my brush back the other direction. That's how I start forming the bridge. You want it to connect. You want it to flow together between the nail bed and the form. Okay. Now I'm going to let it flow towards the nail. And I'm looking right here along the side of it at the shape that the gel is making over the top. And then I'll let it flow downwards. And then we turn it over, like so. And look underneath. Time to care. Do 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 do. It's a little bit of a heat spike right there, and that's okay. It just means that you have a lot of gel on there. Just pull your nail out, blow on it, put it back in. Try to get to know me. Master in the art of how to be alone. One sided, waiting for your call outside. Guess you're never. Almost there. Okay, I was gonna try to crack that off, but it's not ready yet. I need to add some gel over here on this side. And I don't want to rip it because I don't want to have to do any more repairs right now. So I'm going to be a little more careful here. There's a risk you run when doing this between, am I taking this off too soon? Is it going to break? And have I left this on too long? Am I going to have the piece of the form stuck underneath the nail? And turn it over, let it level on it all on its own. Let it level all on its own. Right? I'm gonna cure it. There's a bug. Don't patronize. Woo! I got the whole thing out this time. Let me see how I like it. That's pretty good. I'm going to put one more coat on here and then we'll file her. We will file her down. Alright. I'm just going to let that smooth out real quick. Pop it back in. It should be our last coat. Should be. When you're ready, we'll both jump. I need somebody to pull me out of this grave I fell. Head and out. Say, it's probably a good thing if this is the last coat because my nail lamp is about to die. As far as like I would need to get up and plug it in. Surely it can last another 27 seconds, right? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It survived. All right. Good, 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 good. I can't believe I'm going to get this whole hand finished today. Make sure I get cleaned underneath. I want to get that, all the sticky stuff off the gel. Okay. Now we're going to trim it. That flew across the room. I'll need to go pick that up in a little bit. Oh, that's going to be a nice, pretty thin one, too. Last one to file today. I might do some more of this tonight, like sitting in the bed. It is Friday, so I stay up a little bit late on Fridays if I can. We stay up late enough for me to beg my husband to say, please, can we have just one more episode and watch TV together? Every night we watch TV together. And I have a pretty strict bedtime. Not because I'm a child, because sleep is the most important part of a person's health. And I don't just take my medication, okay? I'm a whole health kind of person. I have to be. Because when you're fighting all the things I'm fighting, you can't leave anything out. You have to take care of yourself in all the levels. But that's pretty. Let me turn it over here. Alright, now I'll shape the edge. Think I'm hooked on being in love. I have nothing in my soul, kinda like when I go cold. Oh, my hand is cramped. Oh. It doesn't want to go in that shape. It doesn't want to be in that position. Let me say it that way. It just really doesn't want to. Yeah, I'm pretty much good with that. No, I'm going to be honest. I need to put one more coat of gel on that. Let me clean the dust off and everything. If I don't clean it off well enough, I'm gonna have a piece of dust stuck underneath the gel like I did with the middle finger. But it just needs another thin layer. And sometimes I call this the finishing layer. And let it sit there and become perfect. I won't have to file that. I don't think. It might have a tiny little dent in it or a bump. It happens. I forgot that it was dying. Where is that cable? I think the cord is under my desk, so if I have to, I can run under there and get it. Has this ever happened to you? You're listening to a song you've listened to like 1,000 times, and you glance over to see what song it is, and you see the name of the band or the group, and you're like, what? Like you never knew what it was? Yeah. The name of the song is Fire by Peking Duck. I didn't know. Woohoo. I think that looks good. Okay. I'm going to do 2 coats of top coat on my pinky, and then I'm going to come back and put another top coat, another layer of top coat on each nail. Because why? Because it just protects it better. Your top coat will wear off faster than the overlay, so I will apply my top coat a few times before it's time to redo the overlay. Before I do that, I'm so silly. Like, I would forget my head if it was not screwed on. Let me see. Come back. Sorry, give me a second. I can't find no hole. That's why I have it on a Lazy Susan, so I can turn it around. I'm so silly. Think, Chris. Think. Alright. Now I can do the... Let me clean off the dust again. Okay. We are almost done for the day. I really appreciate if you've made it this far through the video, that you came and hung out. You're special. Every single one of us are special. I hope to see you someday in a live. There's nobody here today, but that doesn't mean you can't be here tomorrow. Please. That's so cute. How can you resist? I will try to get on the actual YouTube studio tonight and tomorrow and go through and add some stuff to my descriptions and clean the videos up a little bit. I'm going to try to start doing that more often. This is just what I'm doing for now. This is, you know, my launch. And I don't mind however long it takes to build the Periwinkle Palace Arts channel or whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just doing art and talking to people. Well, I'm talking to myself. And I'm talking to myself on camera. That's what I'm doing. I'm chatting with myself while I do art. I'm just getting this top coat on here pretty quickly. It doesn't need a lot, so you don't have to put a lot. If you put a lot, remember, it will overflow into your cuticles. So I'm putting thin coat, and I'm doing it really, really quick. Across the free edge. Okay. Make sure you don't have any gel on your hands, on the skin, before you put it in there. Whole hand. This is it. But yeah, like I was saying. Oh, it's gonna interrupt me again. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the Alexa over there. Thank you for coming to Periwinkle Palace Arts and hanging out. I'm Princess Bun Bun with all my bunnies. We do art here. We talk. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Whatever, right? We do art here, and we make messes. And we're done. Woohoo! They look much better now, right? Can you see the difference? Let's see. This is what we started with. Pretty bad. This is what we have now. It looks a lot better now. And I can do that. I can't do this with these nails. That will hurt a lot. Hopefully before the weekend's over, this will look better as well. I can only do little bits at a time. I have to take breaks in between. So that's all I got today. That's all I got. I'm going to real quick apply some cuticle oil. I'm going to put it on both hands because these need hydration. But my other fingers need hydration too, even though they look really bad. That doesn't mean we should neglect them. And I am very, very liberal with this oil. It smells so good. I love it. But really, I just, I super hydrate my hands. My skin's gonna drink this right in. Okay. These poor fingers. They're just so neglected and they're like, oh. Woo. I know, they still look red. They're pretty much always gonna look red. I'm okay with that. They no longer hurt, and that's what's important. Just rub that into my skin really good. We're done. Okay. Say bye, everybody. Bye. I hope you all have a great weekend.